What is good, Raider Nation? Is your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. Today I wanted to talk about who the Raiders are going to meet with in their top 30 visit. According to ESPN's Ian Rappaport, the Raiders are scheduled to meet with quarterback out of Washington, Michael Penix Jr., for a top 30 visit today. You know, a big part of the draft process and scouting prospects is, sitting down, watching films with all the coaches, analyzing the players' traits and everything. But at the end of the day, nothing really beats having that one-on-one interaction with a player, just getting a sense of who he is as a player and how he could potentially fit into a culture, to a locker room here for the Raiders. Now, Antonio Pierce has made it clear that he's looking for guys that fit the mold, fit the personality of what the Raiders are looking for. As he said before, he's the guardian of the gates and he's not going to let any evil inside that building. And also, our GM Tom Telesco, when asked about the quarterback position a couple months back, on what are the top traits he looks at for a quarterback. When he was asked that, he said that one of the biggest things he looks for is the leadership and the toughness aspect of the quarterback position, because honestly, if you don't have those two things in the NFL, it's going to be very hard for you to succeed at the quarterback position. And Michael Penix Jr., I think, is a very intriguing option for us, especially with where we're currently selecting in the draft. With us being selected at 13, I mean, it makes it tough for us to move into the top 3 if you want a Jaden Daniels, if you want a Drake May, shoot, if you even want a Caleb Williams. Sure, they're the most dynamic, exciting prospects, but at the same time, when it comes to making trades on draft night, it takes 2 to tango, and it's very likely that the Raiders may not be able to move into that spot. And that's just simply due to the fact that if the other team is not willing to trade away that pick, then there's really nothing you can do. And with that being said, I think the Raiders are put in a very prime position to potentially select Michael Penix Jr. at the 13th overall pick. Really, Michael Penix Jr. is a player who hasn't been getting a whole lot of hype lately, and it seems like he's starting to fall down draft boards a little bit, especially when you compare it to another guy like JJ McCarthy, who he's been really rising up draft boards. There's rumors and reports out there that he may end up being selected in the top 3. And you see all day long mock drafts where certain teams are trading up into the top 5 to select a guy like JJ McCarthy. And although, I do like JJ McCarthy, but I don't really think he's worth the hype he's getting right now. I wouldn't select him in the top 3. I also wouldn't really give up a whole lot of draft capital to move up and get him. So given these circumstances, in a scenario where the Raiders can't get a top quarterback like Jaden Daniels, and with us being left with the options of either selecting Penix Jr., Bo Nix, or some of these other quarterbacks like Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis, Spencer Pratt. When it comes to this scenario, I think Michael Penix would be the best option for us. You look at the guy's tape, he was killing teams up and down the football with his deep throws. And sure, a lot of people may come out and criticize Michael Penix, saying that he had great wide receivers at Washington, and that's why he was able to make big plays. But really, when I looked at it, a vast majority of those throws were just great ball placement from him. Michael Penix Jr., in my opinion, is a quarterback that's been a little bit underrated during this draft process. Just given the production he's had in the last 2 seasons, he has been able to stay healthy the last 2 years as well. And just watching his tape, I'm surprised he's not getting like the same type of love and hype like JJ McCarthy is. And I think Michael Penix Jr. could really be a very great option for us. The one thing I love about Michael Penix Jr. is he's essentially a pocket passer as a quarterback. He's not a run-first quarterback, but what I like is he does have athleticism. He does have the ability to make people miss. He can run the football when he absolutely needs to. And he just does a good job shuffling his feet, sliding inside the pocket, and ultimately he's trying to use that big arm to beat you down the field. And I think that's a big plus for a quarterback. You want them to be comfortable beating defenses by making reads and using their arm to make big plays down the field, and not only rely on your legs. Because a quarterback that relies on his athleticism to get stuff done, that's great, but as soon as he has one big injury that's gonna hurt his athleticism, and his speed, well, there goes his production as well. And one thing you do gotta admire about Michael Penix Jr. is he is a very resilient player. You definitely gotta be strong mentally to come back from all the injuries he suffered, all those season-ending injuries 4 different times. I mean, a lot of players at that point might have just seriously considered hanging it up and have the perfect excuse to say, you know what, I didn't make it because all these injuries. But Michael Penix fought through all of that. It made him stronger and better as a player. I think that's a huge upside. I like the leadership traits he has. And like I said, mentally, he's a strong player. And really the only big concern for me is those injury histories with Michael Penix Jr. But the big upside is that he hasn't suffered an injury in the last 2 years. It's not like he's coming off of an ACL tear right now. He has shown the ability to stay healthy in back-to-back seasons. And I think ultimately, if you're gonna select him at the 13th overall pick, I don't think it's a huge risk, especially for the upside a guy like this brings to your franchise and just how valuable that quarterback position is. And the best part of it, you're getting a first-round talent quarterback, a potential top 5 talent quarterback at that, and you don't have to trade any draft capital to get him. More than likely, I think there's a good chance he will be there at 13. I think he's a very good option that the Raiders should consider. So ultimately, we'll see what ends up happening with his top 30 visit. And ultimately, I mean, we're in the month of April. The NFL draft is right around the corner. I am definitely so excited to see what we end up doing come draft night. But Raider Nation, I definitely want to get you guys' feedback in that comment section down below. Is Michael Penix Jr. a quarterback you guys want us to draft this year? Let me know in that comment section down below. But with that being said, Raider Nation, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.